So, guys, it was an amazing time today in court. Peter Obi and his team of lawyers were all present, and everything went well. Only that this case has been adjourned to the 17th of May, and some people have argued that it's too long, as in the judiciary has to speed up this case. The judiciary has to give us a conclusion. So it means that this case is not going to be concluded before the swearing in, because that's what people are pushing for, that the judiciary should just decide this case. And so that we don't swear in somebody, and the person will use his influence on the judiciary, and that might avert judgment. People want this case to be concluded before the swearing in. We don't know why they are taking it this too far. You can imagine, till on the 17th, that's 7 days from now, no court sitting. I think that's really long. That's really long. They really have to understand that the Nigerian people want this thing to come to an end, so that we know who actually won this election. So, guys, Kenneth Okonkwo was equally present at the courtroom, and he posted this tweet. So, guys, yeah, we are hopeful that, we are going to win this case. And you know that Peter Obi's lawyer is the one that secured Governor Adeleke's victory yesterday at the Supreme Court. This man has been very strong, when it comes to handling court issues. We are just believing God that this time around is not going to be different. He's going to, emerge victorious in this case, no matter how they want to drag it.
My brother, I was just talking to you and saying,
Benimo. The train don't move.
Afternoon, ma.
Good afternoon.
It's nice to meet you, ma.
Same here.
So I just have a simple question for you. The election tribunal is ongoing. I just want to hear your opinion. What do you think? Do you think this election should be cancelled or not? What's your opinion?
Okay. Personally, I don't have much to say. Personally, I feel in a democratic setting of government, since we're operating, since we say we are operating in a democratic system of government, there's a certain percentage of people in Nigeria that don't accept the election. Even the UN observers that were sent have said this 2020 election is not free and fair, or should I say, is not transparent, something of that nature. So I just feel if INEC as a body feel they follow the right process to vote in a president, then they should stand by their words to go for another election as a rerun presidential election. And
That's okay. So you feel the election should be cancelled by the court?
yes,
Okay. So let's assume the election is cancelled. Who are you going to vote for?
I'm useful, I'm obedient.
Wow. Yeah, useful, you are obedient. Great. So why Peter Obi? Why Peter Obi?
I feel we need a change in governance. If we say we want to change the policies and everything in Nigeria, then why are we voting in people who were once in the system and made no change? Let's give a room for change and see what he has to offer. At least trying is not bad. Therefore,
Okay. Thank you so much for your time. I'm grateful.
I'm grateful.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Yes, thank you so much for your time. So just two questions for you. Election tribunal, what do you think the court should do? Should this election be cancelled and done again? What do you think?
Well, I think Tinubu should also be given a chance to prove himself, because he also has he has also presented himself very good to the public. So I think he should be given a chance.
Okay, but who did you vote at the polls?
Well, I voted for Peter Obi
Okay. Why Peter Obi?
because among all the contestants, he's the only person that has a good record.
Okay. So based on his track record, he's the man. Okay. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Thank you so much for your time. So, sir, I just have two questions for you. The election tribunal is ongoing, and so many Nigerians are saying that the election should be cancelled. Others are saying no, the election went well, it should not be cancelled. What do you think? What do you think, sir?
In my humble opinion, the election should be cancelled. This is because of the irregularities in the election on the 25th of February, and it is not in accordance to the law as given by the electoral body before the election. And the president-elect, the supposed president-elect, uh, is not qualified according to electoral rules of Nigeria to contest for the election, seeing that he have dual citizenship and other things which I will not have a lot of time to speak about. So in this regard, I think the election should be cancelled.
Wow, this is serious opinion, sir. And lastly, sir, let's assume this election is cancelled. Who are you going to vote for?
Definitely, I'm going to vote for Peter Obi. This because, in my personal opinion, he is competent enough for the task in the light of the other contender that we have. I think Peter Obi could salvage Nigeria,
Wow.
uh, because if we can look at his track record, actually, this is a selfless man, in my humble opinion, and he have a heart for the nation. His team with DT will make a better Nigeria. This is my opinion, as I said earlier on, and I believe this is the opinion of many Nigerians. Thank you.
Actually, thank you so much, sir, for your time. I'm sincerely grateful.
Thank you.
Yes, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Thank you so much for your time. So, a lot of things have been happening in Nigeria. The political atmosphere is tense. Presently, the election tribunal just started. I just want to find out, what is your opinion? What do you think will come out of the election tribunal?
And to me, based on what I'm seeing, I think the youth are putting very large hope, a strong hope in the election tribunal to do the right thing. Because if you see during the election process, the youth came out in mass to vote. They actually wanted to see that their choice this time around is heard. So I think the youth are depending on the election tribunal to do the right thing. And I can tell you, most of the youth we already know their choices. They made the choice, is Obi they want, and we'll be happy if that choice is made. So we'll be happy if due process is followed and the justice prevail.
Okay, so I feel like everybody is for Obi. Everybody keeps mentioning Obi. For you, sir, why Obi? Why Peter Obi?
Okay. For me, I would say I'm a youth, and based on the interaction we've seen with all the other candidates, when you hear Obi speak, when you hear him talk, you see his dreams, his vision. You see the picture of a Nigeria youth inside. This is somebody that understands the pain that every Nigeria youth goes through. You see, he has been in Nigeria, he has struggled, and he understands, he has succeeded even in this tough country. So somebody like that is somebody that can actually hear the cry of Nigerian youths. That's why you see the youth, we are all crying and yearning for Obi.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your time, and we hope the election tribunal goes successful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
How are you doing?
I'm fine.
So, just simple questions, sir. The election tribunal is ongoing, and we have three major candidates. Three major candidates. Who is your favorite?
Actually, my favorite since from the beginning is Peter Obi.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow, Peter Obi. A lot of people keep saying Peter Obi. Why Peter Obi? Why is he your preferred candidate?
Actually, based on what as a youth I demand, and then the ability for competency, in which as a youth now, we are looking for someone that can bring us from this mess that Nigeria has been. So giving Peter will be a chance, and then him with more, he has more strength
compared to the rest of the candidates. At least we have this ability, and like there's this trust we give him for being a youth, and then he can reason with us and then give us what we want.
Wow, what powerful reasons, really. And then, so the matter is in court. What do you think will come out of this court proceeding? Do you think the election will be cancelled? What do you think will come out of it?
Actually, Nigeria is something else, and then you might be hoping for something, and then the result might be something else. You get. So actually, my fear, that is one of my major fear now, because my major candidate might be a chance of winning, but the probability is always zero. Any other person is almost having the same probability of not getting. But I don't think the issue of maybe cancelling it might be possible, seeing the fact that the government are supporting the person that was declared winner. You get, and then the masses are not really with him, but because the people in power are with the person they wanted, so automatically for the masses to get in might be difficult.
So you do not think the court will be fair?
Yeah, so we trust God. This is our prayer actually, that the God should just look direct to the matter without any bias. If you win, you win. If you do not win, I beg you do not win. If they do it that way, then we have something good.
Okay. Wow, thank you so much for your time, sir. I'm
Thank you very
grateful.
much. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm grateful. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Thank you so much for your time. So I just have two questions for you. The election has happened, and we have seen that there are three major candidates. So far, so good, and they are in court. We don't know what the outcome of the court will be, but I would like to find out who is your preferred candidate among these three.
Okay, thank you very much. As you can see me with this band
Wow,
on my wrist,
wow.
my preferred candidate is Peter Obi.
Okay. Why Peter Obi?
If you look at all the candidates, you see Peter Obi is the best option.
Okay,
Yes, he is capable,
okay,
the age,
okay,
the way he do things,
okay,
he is the preferred choice that we have. Is the better choice.
okay. So and now Peter Obi has taken the election president elect to court. They're already in court. What do you think will be the outcome of the proceedings?
Okay. To me, if the court will do justice and follow all the necessary steps, I think our candidate, Peter Obi, will be the victorious person here.
Thank you so much for your time, sir. I'm sincerely grateful.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Yes, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity. So I just have two questions for you, sir.
All right.
First of all, let's assume the election tribunal is ongoing. And first of all, what do you think will be the outcome of the process?
All right. Based on recent happenings or past events, I would say the election tribunals that has been happening so far, people going to court to fight for the election, saying they lost or their mandate was stolen. So based on past results we've seen, most of it were not gotten through the court because the system has been rigged, as we all know, and we have been seeing how things have been transpiring so far. So based on that, those events, I would say is a 50-50 chance, except on how things are going now. We don't know what may be in the mind of these people now, but we are hoping actually that the court will do the right thing by giving justice to those who deserve it.
Okay. So let's assume the court somehow cancels the election. Who is your preferred candidate among these three major candidates?
Wow. All right. Based on my preferred candidate from these three, I actually am a man who like to look at track record of people who have worked in the past based on what they have done, because that is what actually counts. Because you know and you believe that with their track record, they can do better, they can do more. So I think Peter Obi, for me, would be a man who would actually do better if given the opportunity to serve the country.
Okay. Are there other reasons you want Peter Obi?
No, I just think it's not about it, because I know many people would like to be using sentiment in choosing who they want to lead them.
But for me, it's not about being a Christian, a Muslim, or an Igbo, a Hausa, and any other group of people. It's just about proving record. It's just about somebody telling you he can do this, and you trust and believe that he can handle it. So for me, it's not just about the sentiment. I believe he has done it. He has proven track record. When you go down there, you see it. So I think for that, that is my major reasons why I'm going for him.
All right. Thank you so much, sir, for your time. I'm grateful.
No problem. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for the opportunity. I just have a few questions for you. So the election tribunal is ongoing. What do you think will be the outcome? And then secondly, what would you want to be the outcome?
Okay, the tribunal just resumed hearing yesterday, and I'm actually optimistic for the outcome of the judiciary. I urge the judiciary at this moment to reinstate that hope in Nigeria, and that actually judiciary remains the last hope for the common man. And I won't say much now because the matter is still in court.
Let's assume the court gives a verdict and somehow this election is cancelled. Who is your preferred candidate among these top three candidates that we have?
Well, for me personally, I'm looking at the top three candidates. I will go for His Excellency Alhaji Atiku Abubakar.
Okay.
Yes.
Why is that?
I think looking at his nature, his exposure, his calm, and he's a unifier. You can't change that for me. Yeah.
It's all right. Thank you so much for your time, sir. I'm sincerely grateful.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Yes, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Thank you so much for your time. So basically, I have two questions for you. The election tribunal is ongoing. It started yesterday. What do you want to come out of this tribunal? Do you think the election should be cancelled? What do you think?
Well, my thoughts on the election tribunal going on. Actually, as a person or as an individual, I have lost hope in the judicial system of Nigeria as it is, because we have had several cases, several even here in Gombe State. We have seen several cases in the tribunal, and it normally ends up in a terrible way, in a verdict that does not correspond with the will of the people. So, in my opinion, I don't really think that this is going to be any different from what we've been experiencing already. Judging or looking at the fact that there have been several cases of rigging in the election, and yeah, so I don't really think anything good might really come out of this, except if something really miraculous, I would say, happens.
Thank you so much. So let's assume that this election is cancelled. Who are you going to vote for this time around?
Well, if this election is cancelled, well, I will have to weigh my options and see who would be able to really do the best if given the opportunity.
Okay. Among the three contestants we have, who do you think would do his best?
I believe that Peter Obi has a very wonderful laid out plan and can really do marvelous things. But I believe Atiku Abubakar might win the election easier than Peter Obi, judging on some other factors.
Wow. Thank you so much for your time. I'm sincerely grateful.
Thank you so much.
Yes, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Thank you so much for your time. So I just have two questions for you. The election tribunal is ongoing.
Yes.
Like it started yesterday. What would you want to be the outcome of the tribunal? Do you want the elections to be cancelled or not? What do you want?
Well, in as much as I don't want Tinubu to be the president, but I feel like this is Nigeria, nothing will be done about it, and the election will stand. So I want it to be cancelled, but I don't think it's going to be cancelled.
Okay. So, like, on what grounds would you want these elections to be cancelled? What is your reason?
Well, I would say there were clear cases of rigging in some states, certainly. And then apart from that, there was electoral violence in, let's take for instance, Rivers State. There were instances of electoral violence there. So I feel those are solid grounds for which election should be cancelled.
Thank you so much. Finally, sir,
Yes.
let's assume this election is cancelled.
Yes.
Who are you going to vote for?
Well, I'll vote for Atiku.
Okay.
Yes.
Why Atiku?
Well, I think even when you go to Adamawa, where Atiku is from, he has shown that at least he wants to add something to his home. If you check, he brought AUN, he brought Faro, he brought a lot of industries in Yola in general. So it shows that this is somebody that is willing to give back to his people. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, sir, for your time. I'm grateful.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, thank you so much for your time. So basically, I just have two questions. Election tribunal is already in the court. What do you think? Do you think this election should be cancelled or not? What do you think the court should do?
That election, may don't just leave it like this, may no cancel am sha.
Okay.
Yes.
But let's assume it is cancelled. Who are you going to vote for?
I will still vote for Peter Obi, yes.
Okay, that means you voted Peter Obi.
Yes.
Okay, why Peter Obi? Why Peter Obi?
Yeah, based on the way he presents himself, a better leader, and when we check his like performance when he was governor of Anambra, I guess. Yeah. So he was a very good person.
That means you're obedient.
Yes, I'm obedient.
Thank you, guy. Thank you for
Yes.
your time.
Thank you very much, sir.